Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Black EXP Network Agent Spotlight. I'm Mario Dove, your host. And the Black EXP Network is all about fostering community, collaboration, and professional growth among Black real estate professionals. And today we have a special guest, Morgan Mayfield. Morgan Mayfield is an accomplished real estate agent serving the Charlotte-Mecklenburg area of North Carolina. He's a mentor, as well as he does some coaching. Does some mortgage solutions, and is the author of the book, the 10-day top producer. Did I get that right, my man?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the 10-day top producer. So Morgan, we're thrilled to have you here with us today, man. Welcome.
I appreciate you for bringing me on today, Mario.
No doubt, man. No doubt. So Morgan, can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got started in real estate?
Yeah, well, I started in real estate about 6 years ago, I want to say. It was pretty much an accident how I got into it. I was working my typical, 9-to-5 job at a factory here in Monroe, North Carolina, just outside of Charlotte.
Okay.
And I was walking into work one day, and basically I'm walking through the walkway, and a forklift almost runs me over as I'm on my way into work at 7 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't too mad about it. Accidents happen. So I looked to the guy for an apology, and he was like, "Hey, that's what the brake lights are for." So, me being pretty furious at that moment, because I know people that have actually died from, forklift accidents. I had a bottle of coconut water in my hand, and I backhand threw it at the lift. It hit him in his work boot or whatever. He instantly apologized. I went on to work. I worked for, up until about a little bit after lunch. And the supervisor came to me and said, somebody came to them and said that there was an incident. They reviewed the cameras. And had I not thrown the water bottle, then there wouldn't be a problem. But I ended up getting fired.
He almost hit you with a forklift, bro.
Right. They ignored that. And then he didn't even apologize. But, I ended up getting fired. So I come home. My wife's like, what are you doing home? She's pregnant at the time with my now 6-year-old son. And I let her know, like, I had to think of something quick on the way home because I only live like 10 minutes away. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to get my real estate license. So I didn't even really get into the whole fact that I got fired at that moment. But so I went out and I got my real estate license, and I didn't have much money based on, what I had saved up. I just had some money saved up in my 401k. So I used that to, start my business, to pay my bills until I got up and running. And, my first full year, I ended up capping and doing a little bit over 100K. And then every year after that, I've always capped, and I'm like one deal away from capping now here at EXP.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's funny. The accidental real estate agent.
Right.
almost took you an incident with a forklift.
If I ever see that guy, I'll definitely thank him for that, because I do one or two deals and I make almost what everybody makes in a year at that factory.
That guy changed your life.
Right.
That guy changed your life. That's hilarious. Hey, so we want to get into your real estate journey a little bit. So what are some of the key challenges that you faced with growing your business? I mean, we're what? You've been 5 years in real estate, 6 years now?
Yeah, almost 6.
Almost 6. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I struggled in the beginning, just like a lot of other new agents. I wasn't sure exactly what I was getting into. I didn't realize that, once you get your license, they kind of just throw you to the wolves and say, hey, go get a deal. It's pretty much sink or swim. So, I struggled in the beginning, but I started studying a lot on, YouTube and different books. And I started studying some of like the top marketers around the world. And I realized that as a real estate agent, we're a content creator / marketer first. We're a lead generator second, and then we're a real estate agent third. Sure. And once I made that mindset shift, then, I really started to accomplish some great things in real estate, started closing a lot more deals. And I realized it was all the mindset. And, I started advertising and doing a lot more marketing instead of just sitting around and waiting for deals to come to me.
Right. Because those deals that you wait around to come to you, a lot of times they don't come.
Yeah. Or if they do come, they take too long to get here.
Absolutely. There's that too. Right. Kudos on you for, recognizing that you got to get out in front. You got to get out from behind your computer, and you got to go out and talk to people, put yourself out front.
Definitely.
But definitely, it sounds like you're, leveraging some of the tools out there that are available to us. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I leverage a lot of different strategies when it comes to lead generation. I've always been really big on Facebook. So that was always my go-to platform because I understood Facebook before I got into real estate.
Well,
And there was
I thought Facebook was dead.
No, Facebook definitely isn't dead. There's still tons of leads on Facebook, whether it's, paid leads or organic leads, or if you're doing Facebook marketplace posts. There's a ton of different ways to still get clients from Facebook. And the older demographic is still on Facebook. So if you can get in front of them and let them know repeatedly that, you're a real estate agent, that you're knowledgeable, and as long as you're providing some, educational based content, they'll reach out to you when it's time for them to buy or sell.
Yeah, so, when it's time.
Yeah, so I've always leaned into Facebook a lot more than, Instagram. I'm getting started on YouTube now. I've been doing YouTube for probably like a year and a half. So I've got a couple of deals from that as well. But my big thing is everything works if you implement it correctly. And as long as you are implementing something, a lot of agents like to be, professional students and sit around and watch training calls all day or different how to get lead videos, but they don't implement in the end of the video. And that's why they end up not getting any deals. Yeah. So I realized whether it's cold calling or Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, everything works. You just have to pick one thing and really stick to it and get really good at that one platform.
Yeah, I like that. One of my mentors says that, all work works, right. Whatever it is for you, just lean into it and be confident. If you got a good plan, lean into your plan, and it should take root. It should foster. I like what another thing you said too. The professional student, right? What was the cliche? Knowledge is power, right? But it's the application of that knowledge. Right?
Yeah. And I definitely want to give people, as much value out of this call as possible. So I'm going to go over, one of my strategies that I use on Facebook to attract leads. I have a couple of different ones, but I'll go over one that's working right now in today's market. But of course, if anybody wants to, further their education as far as lead generation, they can feel free to go to Amazon and buy my book, The 10-Day Top Producer. And if you scan the book, on the back of the book, it'll take you to a 10-hour training where I'm going over all of my best strategies, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, Google, how to master your CRM. And I actually use it as an agent attraction tool as well to attract agents to my downline here at EXP. So you might want to see kind of how I implemented that as an agent attraction tool so that you can grow your downline as well. Because I've actually had, brokerage owners reach out to me that have gone through the 10-Day Top Producer, and they've shut their brokerage down and partnered with me and brought the agents and put them in my downline. So
talk about it.
It's an incredibly powerful tool, and it's a great resource. So I would definitely recommend jumping on Amazon and buying that 10-Day Top Producer.
So what you're saying is you took your knowledge, you made a digital product, and you leveraged that.
Right.
And then say the part again, bro.
Yeah. And when people go through it and they realize how much value I gave them throughout the book and throughout the 10-hour video training that I took those two new agents, and I walked them through step by step the process on each platform, they just reach out to me and they're like, hey, I want to partner with you. I want to leave my brokerage, come to EXP, work with you, and we can all get leads and close deals together. So it was definitely a great move.
That's what's up. So can you lean into that strategy, man? Because I'm interested to hear about it.
Yeah, with Facebook. So what I realized is on Facebook, even if you're attracting buyers, you will still get listings because all sellers are buyers first. So they have to find a home that they want to buy before they can sell their home, because nobody's going to sell their home and be homeless. So what I do is I try to attract buyers, and then of course I want to close those buyers on the buy side, but a lot of these buyers also have homes that they need to sell, especially when they're shopping in the new construction price range, which in Charlotte and surrounding areas starts around 300,000 and goes up to, whatever, 2 million, 3 million. But those people typically have a starter home where they paid maybe two or 300,000 for it, and they're trying to move up. So they're a move up buyer, so they'll have a house that they need to sell. So what I do is I try to attract them on Facebook by letting them know that I can get them access to not just the homes that are on the open market, but I can also get them access to new construction homes that are not listed on the open market, so they can be one of the only buyers that know about the property, therefore getting them the lowest possible price. So what I do is first I created my new construction website, which anybody who's watching this video can do. All you have to do is go to newhomesourceprofessional.com and click sign up. You can sign up for that. And all you do is put your brokerage information in, put your headshot, and it will create the full new construction website for you, where if somebody searches any area only the new construction homes will come up in that area. And this is great because these are not just the homes that are listed on the MLS. These are, a lot of the times the builders are really lazy and they don't list their properties on the MLS, 100%. Or they don't want to hire an agent to list their properties on the MLS. So they just build and they have their signs or whatever, and they have their sales reps and they try to get them sold. So what I do is, once I've got that site created, I go back to Facebook and I let people know, hey, one of the worst things in the world is buying a new house and then boom, a new construction neighborhood pops up in the perfect school district with the perfect amount of bedrooms for the perfect price, and you didn't even know those homes were there. Well, I've come up with a solution for that problem. It's my new construction homes website. If you're interested in buying a new home here in the Charlotte and surrounding areas, all you have to do is click the link below this video, and it'll take you to all of the new homes that are not just listed on the open market, but they're also off-market properties as well. So you can be one of the only buyers that know about the property, therefore getting you the lowest possible price. Also, don't forget, I'm connected with a lot of these builders, so I know which ones are even offering up to $30,000 in seller paid closing costs, or they're willing to buy down your interest rate. So if you have any questions about buying a new home here in the Charlotte and surrounding areas, all you have to do is reach out to me. My contact information is on the website. I'm Morgan Mayfield with eXp Realty, and I'll see you guys on the next video. So I dropped that video on Facebook, and there's a couple of different ways you can run it. So you can run it as a get more website visitors. And what it'll do is it'll play your video, and then your link to the website will pop up right below your video. Or you can simply just boost the ad. If you click that boost button that pops up when you post something from your professional page or from your business page, you can boost it to like a 25-mile radius, because statistically people move within like 20 miles of where they live. And this will get you a lot of leads, whether you run it organically and just get shares from the people that follow you, or if you put a little bit of money behind it. I would recommend, start off with like $100 a week, or, $100 a month, depending on what your budget is. But, get some of those leads. Make sure as soon as they log in and they give you their contact information, that you're giving them that follow-up call. You're asking them, hey, what school district are you interested in? How many bedrooms are you looking for? And you want to be that advisor for them, that professional advisor for them, that can guide them throughout the home buying process. That way they have a reason to use you. You've already provided them with homes that typical real estate agents don't provide them with, and you're a resource for them. So, you want to be on top of it. Like I said, implementation is key. So when the phone number comes in, you'll get an alert from your Facebook or whatever, however you have it set up. Make sure you're calling them as quickly as possible, because speed to lead is key.
Man, I love it. I love it. I'm gonna tell you what, I should have stopped you about, 2 minutes back, because you dropped so many nuggets in there. It's obvious that you have leaned into this niche. I wanted to touch on the one thing though. Everyone says, hey, Facebook ads, they don't work, they're too expensive, blah 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 blah. What have you seen as far as your cost per click or your cost per lead?
My cost per lead with that specific video, which I also have pinned to the top of my Facebook page. So if anybody wants to see the exact video that I ran, just type in Morgan Mayfield. Even if you go to my personal page, it's pinned on there at the top, so you can see the video. But I ended up getting my lead cost down to like $1.50 a lead. So, the leads were coming in. I had to turn it off because I couldn't call them. I was almost at the point where I had to hire an ISA, but I was a little bit confused on the process. So, I turned the ad off, and anytime I want to turn it back on, I just go back in my Facebook, turn it on. I get some leads. And the great thing about paid advertising is, once you get it figured out, all you have to do is turn up the dial a little bit, and you can get more leads and you can get more closings. And it's almost to the point where you're like able to print money if you want to.
Get out of here. Let me ask you this. How about the quality of those leads? Because a lot of agents say, I don't want to spend all my day chasing down Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck.
A lot of them, they just want to get the information and use their brother-in-law or use their sister as their agent. And I'm cool with that. The key is just getting in front of them so that when you do find one that doesn't already have an agent or isn't ready to work with anybody else, then you're the person that they decide to work with. And what I've learned is, just because they're shopping for a new home today doesn't mean they're going to buy one within the next 2 or 3 months. It might be next year when they buy one. So you want to be that agent that stays in front of them when they are ready to buy. That's why once they come in through my Facebook, I have it set up with KV Core that we all get at eXp. They get zapped straight into my KV Core, and they get put on a 2-year smart plan where they get followed up with text messages and emails as well.
Yeah, say that part again. The 2-year smart plan, right?
Yeah, 2-year smart plan. These leads not 3 text messages.
Yeah. These leads aren't. Every lead that comes in is not immediately ready to go. There's some nurturing, some harvesting that you got to do there to get them to that point.
And you can send them a link to your YouTube channel. And then when you're going out and doing different property tours or, featuring different homes on your YouTube channel, now they're getting alerts. Or if you're sending out that blast email, like, hey, check out this new community, they're getting that email and they're going and they're watching your video, and you're building that trust, authority, and credibility with them. So when they are ready to buy or sell, then you're top of mind.
Trust, authority, and credibility. All good attributes to have as a real estate agent, right?
The attributes that you need to have.
The attributes that you need to have. Absolutely.
Right.
Well, listen. I'm gonna tell you. I talk to a lot of agents, and a lot of them are nervous about things that we see coming in the current market. Some of the turmoil that we foresee coming over the horizon. Whether there is any justification to that, right? But with interest rates and the NAR settlement, and even the presidential election, right? It has a lot of folks nervous, uncertain of what's to come, right? So let me ask you. So what advice would you give to new agents trying to make their mark in this current environment?
The best advice that I could give you is to stay in the game. It's a long game. So as long as you can generate enough closings to, stay in business, then I would definitely recommend staying in, because if interest rates drop, or we ever see a market like we saw when, COVID hit, or, when the interest rates were 3%, then you'll be the agent that's already built that trust and authority and a credibility with your marketplace. And you'll be the one that's, closing a deal a day, pretty much, if you're leveraging social media and you're doing everything correctly and following up with your past clients and asking for referrals. If you're doing everything correctly and the market shifts to where there's just money running through the streets like we saw in 2019 and 2020, then you can be that agent that has 5 or 6 years experience over the brand new agent that just got their license because they see that interest rates drop down to 4%. Right. So my best piece of advice would be to stay in the game. Another piece of advice I have is make sure you have your business structured correctly. So, have your LLC set up. Don't have it set up as a sole proprietor so you're not getting killed in taxes. Okay. Have it set up correctly and get some business funding so that you can actually pay to run paid advertisements or have some money for marketing. Because a lot of agents that partner with me, they don't realize that just as a realtor, you can get business credit cards and you can get funding. And they're like, I can do that as a realtor. And I'm like, yes. I mean, we've helped agents get upwards to $100,000 in business credit and business funding. And we're actually doing a live webinar. So if anybody wants to come to that, it's absolutely free. You can come to the webinar. Just go to www.morganbizevent.com. So that's morganbizevent.com. Get registered for that. And I definitely would recommend not missing that webinar, because we're going to go over exactly how you can get your business structured correctly and how you can get some of this funding and some of this credit that's out there for realtors.
Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned that. You're right. A lot of real estate agents aren't aware that, there is money out there available. It's not free, right? But, you can definitely get that funding to do exactly as you're saying, right? How do you pay for those Facebook ads? Well, if you have that funding, you can not only pay for what you can afford. I mean, you can pay for where you want to go. If you're trying to leverage your business, if you're trying to scale, having access to those funds, to that capital can definitely be the nudge, the push that you need to get your business going in the direction that you want it to go.
Yeah, it's definitely a game changer, because then you don't have to worry about keeping the lights on and paying your mortgage and your bills. Like, you have some money where you can relax a little bit, spend a little bit of money on ads. I mean, there's people that have come through our program and they're spending $3,000 to $4,000 a month on ads. And as long as they get one buyer or one seller and they're looking at, $10, $12, $15,000 commission, they're in profit. And then the rest of the leads are all just, extra money. And we really typically try to focus on getting people, 0% financing for up to 2 years so that they have time to, build their business and get everything structured and set up correctly.
0%.
Yeah, 0%.
It's out there.
I definitely recommend coming to the webinar, man. I can't explain it on here, but you'll see it. MorganBizEvent.com to get registered.
All the all the links that you're giving, they'll definitely be in the description. Because absolutely, we want to make sure that our folks are aware of these things that are happening, to help them, help them last in this business, especially in these times of turmoil and tribulation that's happening in the real estate market. Yeah, man. Well, listen, I'm gonna close this thing out. I got one question for you. It's my favorite question to ask. Like I've said before, I've stole this question from my favorite podcaster. Where do you see yourself in your business in the next 5 years?
Well, my main goals are, basically the same as everybody else, to stay in business and to close as many deals as possible. But, one of the main things that I've been focusing on is agent attraction. And like I use the 10-day top producer, the book and the training videos to attract agents to my downline. I also have the Modern Mentor on YouTube. So what I do is I just give away, as many free trainings as possible. And the agents, they come into the trainings and they realize that they're not getting trainings like this at their brokerage. And their brokerage is kind of just, they got their license and they got thrown out to the wolves. So they see that there's people that are out there that are actually willing to help. And, they reach out to me, they book a call, we go over, exactly how EXP is structured. We try to explain the model correctly. So a lot of people that are focusing on agent attraction, make sure that you know how to explain the EXP model. And I mean, there's some people that explain it very well on YouTube. We have Mike Sherrard. He's probably the best at EXP at explaining the model, which is one of the reasons why he's number one with personally attracted agents. And, once you learn how to explain the model correctly, it's pretty simple to, talk to an agent that's at a different brokerage and get them to at least come to a call with you and your group so that they can partner with you at EXP. And my goal is to, build my downline, help as many agents as possible over the next couple of years and, have that passive residual income that EXP allows us to have.
That's amazing that 5 ways of pay, right?
Right.
Absolutely. Well, listen, my man, again, I appreciate you for sharing with us today, taking your time and sharing your journey and your insights and what's going on currently, man. It's been a pleasure having you here at the Agent Spotlight. I'm gonna give you one more opportunity just in case we didn't get them all. How can our viewers stay connected with you?
You can just find me on Facebook. I have an Instagram as well, but Facebook is my main platform that I get on. If you just search Morgan Mayfield, add me as a friend. It's my personal page. I manage everything, personally. So you're not getting like a VA or a bot that's talking to you. If you have any questions, you can follow me on YouTube at The Modern Mentor. And I would definitely recommend going on Amazon and grabbing that 10-day top producer book so that you can get those 10 hours of training, the 10 hours of video training as well outside of the book.
All right. Well, to all our viewers, thank you for tapping in. If you enjoyed this interview, make sure you like, comment, and share. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Yeah. And hit that bell icon to stay up to date on our latest videos. And if you have any questions or you want to learn more, feel free to reach out. If there's any topics or questions that you want us to tackle here on the Spotlight in the future, please let us know in the comments. And we're interested to hear it from all of you. So until next time, take care. Keep thriving in your real estate journey. Hey, Morgan, I appreciate you, brother.
Thanks again, Mario.